Ever thought about moving to Australia? Let's just take a second to talk about what it's actually like to move here and not the glamorized version that you probably have in your head.
Let's talk about the cost of moving to Australia as an American. So to move to Australia, you'll need your visa, flight, insurance, apartment, or temporary.
Are you feeling the pinch at the grocery store, struggling to keep up with rent, or wondering why your paycheck just does not go as far as it used to? You are not alone. Australia is facing a serious cost of living crisis that affecting millions of people, families, students, workers, and pensioners alike. In this video, we will break down what's really going on, why is everything getting more expensive, who being hit the hardest, and what can be done about it. Stay tuned. We uncover the real impact of the cost of living crisis in Australia and what it means for your future.
Ever thought about moving to Australia? Let's just take a second to talk about what it's actually like to move here and not the glamorized version that you probably have in your head of what it's going to be like when you move over here. Don't get me wrong, it is amazing, but there are some things that you should know. First and foremost, population size. Less than the state of California or less than the state of Texas, whichever one you prefer. There's not a ton of people here, and essentially the same size land-wise as the United States. So really only the coastlines are populated, and that's just because the center of Australia is mostly bushland. What does this mean for you? Why do you care? So the cities are still large, huge. Sydney and Melbourne both, I think, are about 5 million people. But what I have found is that means that people know each other. To me, Sydney feels very small, and it feels even smaller depending on the suburb that you live in. I'm speaking just from my own experience, but there's a lot of overlap between people. People have grown up here. They have the same friend groups that they've had since they were young. So number one, those people are very, very close. It creates a great sense of community, but it does make it a bit harder, in my opinion, to make friends. I got lucky through my job and through where I live, but I have talked to a lot of people who say that it's very hard to make friends here, and I think that is the main reason for it. So if you think about it from that perspective, it's less personal and less, oh, it's so hard to make friends, and it's really just, you're gonna have to really put yourself out there to make friends if the goal is to make Aussie friends. Because I find it's very easy to make friends, obviously, with your own kind. So Americans usually tend to, find other American friends. Oh, there's a lot of Irish people here. Other Irish people find other Irish people. Aussies stick with Aussies. Another thing is obviously just speaking for America, but the conversion rate is really strong. It's really good for us. Like, I think it's 60 cents to our dollar, something like that. If you're living here long term, you need to have a job that pays well in order to live comfortably, because it is still an expensive city to live in. Another thing, you are far away from home. It is really hard if you're working a full-time job to be keeping up with family and friends back home. I feel like I don't regularly talk to my friends anymore because it's just so hard when you're working full-time. Then you also are trying to make new friends here. So just beware that however long you're deciding you want to stay here, it might be difficult to keep in contact with everyone back home. And definitely don't talk about Starbucks. Don't bring it up. And if someone does, say immediately Starbucks is disgusting.
Let's talk about the cost of moving to Australia as an American. So to move to Australia, you'll need your visa, flight, insurance, apartment or temporary accommodation, and eSIM. And those are the costs that you'll need to pay for before you get there or like right when you arrive. As for the visa, I got the 462 working holiday visa. I paid an equivalent of $438 for this visa. I'm just gonna say everything in USD so it makes it easier. My flight from Austin to Sydney, Australia was about $500, which is actually such a good deal. Delta was having a sale, which helped, so just keep an eye out on sales. Insurance, I'm just counting the first month of insurance. I'm using Safety Wing, and I've used them for like travel insurance before. And a month of Safety Wings, $56. And as for housing, I do have an apartment. I'm taking one of my friend's subleases, which worked out pretty well. I'm paying 380 Australian dollars a week. Notice that rent prices in Australia are listed weekly instead of monthly, which is interesting. But that comes out to equivalent of about a little over $1,000 a month. And I'm gonna get an Australian phone number, an Australian eSIM once I arrive, but I'm gonna get a temporary eSIM with Airella, so I have data like right when I land, and this is $9. On the topic of phone numbers, I'm gonna port my US number to Google Voice, which is $20. All those costs and a couple of like first month's rent and insurance, it comes out to a little over $2,000 to move to Australia.
I'm gonna talk money. So in Australia, it's not even about the money. It's like about the lifestyle change. It's about so much more than earning more money than what you do at home. But a lot of people are interested in money because I've had so many fucking questions about it, you wouldn't believe. So let's get into it. So the first thing is, rent is moderately more expensive than what it is at home. We've got a place and we're paying about $600 for, which is £300 a week. It's a 2-bed, it's on a resort, it's nice, it's really nice. It's got pools, it's got tennis courts, and that's with all the bills included: Wi-Fi, heating, aircon, everything. So that's the first thing. And then secondly, everything else is about the same price as England. Petrol's cheaper, petrol's way cheaper, nearly half the price of what it is back home. So you're saving on that, and it honestly just evens itself out. In terms of pay, I can only speak for myself, but I'm getting double what I was getting at home. And in terms of every other job, the minimum pay over here, you're probably looking at between $30, $35 an hour, which is like 15 quid, 17 quid. So you can't complain at that if you're just doing like a bar job or an office job, admin job. So there is good money to be made. And especially tradies, there's lots of opportunities of overtime where you get time and a half, double time, and that can really boost your pay just by doing half an hour a day, an hour a day. That's what I'm chipping away at, just doing an extra half an hour a day, and then over the course of the week and the month, that adds up. But yeah, if you're coming here solely just to earn money, then you need to look at the bigger picture. Yes, you're going to earn good money, and yes, it's like the cost of living isn't as bad as the UK, because obviously we've seen the UK previous years. So don't come out here just expecting that you're going to earn a fortune, because you're all going to spend money. But you've got to look at it that you're coming over to have a better lifestyle, a better life, more freedom, and a better work-life balance. Any more questions? Drop them below. Let's go.
65,000 Australian dollars annually. Experienced nurses make around 72,000 Australian dollars annually. With an average tax rate of 27%, your monthly take home is roughly 5,400 Australian dollars at entry level and 6,000 for more experienced nurses. But what does it cost to live in Australia? Renting a modest apartment costs around 2,200 Australian dollars in major cities, leaving you with a good amount of disposable income to play with. Nurses in Australia enjoy high take-home pay and a good work-life balance, especially in regional areas. So is Australia the best for international nurses? Keep following to find out.
So that was a look at the growing cost of living crisis in Australia. Are you feeling the impact in your daily life? Let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear your story. If you found this video helpful or eye-opening, make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay informed, stay strong.